Let's expose something right away. The fork was never meant to feel normal. If it sits on your table today, it's not because of hygiene, not because of civilization. It's because of a historical misunderstanding no one ever bothered to correct. For centuries, people ate with their hands, not savagely, not carelessly. There was an unwritten order. The hand was the direct link between humans and food. Until the year 1004, Venice, a royal wedding, a political alliance. The bride came from a place Western Europe didn't understand. Byzantium, the Eastern Roman Empire, its capital, Constantinople, modern-day Istanbul, a city positioned between Asia and Europe, flooded with sugar, spices, sticky fruits, delicate desserts, but more than anything, obsessed with court etiquette. In Byzantium, hands were for labor, for soldiers, for servants, not for nobles. Court women were not supposed to stain their fingers, not supposed to touch food directly, not supposed to break composure at the table. So the fork wasn't invented there. It became necessary. 2 small metal prongs, minimal, precise, creating distance. The bride had a name, Maria Argyropolina. When she sat at the Venetian table, she wasn't being provocative. She was simply behaving, the way she always had. The room went quiet. Then the whispers began. Why won't she touch the food? Does she think she's cleaner than us? Is God's hand not enough? This isn't modern interpretation. It's historical record. Years later, an Italian cleric, Peter Damian, wrote openly, her illness was punishment for her arrogance. When she died, her death was blamed on the fork. The fork became a suspect. From that moment on, in Europe, the fork was no longer a tool. It was an accusation. If you ate with it, you were saying, I distance myself. I'm different. I'm above this. And that was unacceptable. For centuries, the fork stayed out of homes, not because it failed, but because it was tainted. Until the 17th century, France, no revolution, no decree, just a table. Louis XIV, the King of France, began using a fork. At royal dinners, he didn't explain, he didn't justify, he didn't persuade. The court watched and copied, not because it made sense, but because no one wanted to look outdated. Here's the real reveal. The fork didn't win by logic. It won by social shame. There was no vote, no moral resolution, just the fear of being the last person, still eating with their hands. And suddenly, what had been offensive for centuries became a symbol of refinement. Today, no one remembers this path. The fork feels obvious. But here's the quiet, dangerous question. If such a small object could reshape behavior through imitation alone, how many things in your life became normal the exact same way? Not because they were necessary, not because they were better, but because no one wanted to be the first to refuse.